What's up everybody, Richard Gaming Guy here. Today in this video we're going to unbox, demo, and review the AceMagician AD15 Mini PC. Now this Mini PC offers an Intel 12th generation i5 processor along with 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it also has a 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD installed within, running Windows 11. We should get speeds of up to about 4.4 gigahertz on here, so the specs do seem to be quite impressive. We're going to test this out a couple different ways, but first and foremost, we'll unbox this. We'll take a look at what the layout offers us, what the connection ports offer us, and then we'll dive in and do a full gaming performance test on here. I want to test this out two different ways, again, because the specs do seem to be quite impressive. We're going to jump into Windows 11. We'll dive into Steam. We'll test out some later releases, some AAA titles, see what the performance is like there, and then we're going to go ahead and hook up Batocera on here via an external SSD. We'll dive into some retro video game emulation on there. So we'll probably dive into some N64, some Dreamcast, PS2, PS3, Xbox original, Wii U, and probably Nintendo Switch as well. We'll see what the performance is like on each of those emulators and emulation collections. And we'll jump back out here and talk about the entire experience as a whole. So let's dive in and see what this Mini PC has to offer us. All right, guys, here we have the AceMagician AD15 Mini PC. We're going to go ahead and unbox this. All right, so our cables are located over here in this side compartment. We'll go ahead and take a look at everything over there before we actually open up the Mini PC. So we have a regular HDMI cable right here, two-part power supply cable. Simply plug this end in right over here, and we're good to go. Actually, this is nice and flat too, so easy to mount inside of a desk, or if you're installing this within an arcade cabinet, modding something, you could go ahead and easily mount this to the inner wall. So I definitely like the layout there. Let's take a look at our Mini PC next. And we do have a manual in here. I just want to make sure there's nothing hiding inside the box. All right, we can get rid of that. So let's take a look real quick at the user manual. I always check these out just to see how well put together they are. So it looks like this could be easily mounted to the backside of a monitor, which is always good. Walks through how to set this up. Comes in a bunch of different languages as well. All right, guys, here we have our AceMagician Mini PC, fully unboxed, and this is a little bit larger scale Mini PC. We're seeing a lot more of these larger scale Mini PCs come to market. This is obviously a mini tower style Mini PC, and even though it's larger, it doesn't come with significant weight. It's actually pretty lightweight. Now, this is all plastic here, so that is worth mentioning. It may not be as durable as some of the metal alternatives out there, but right here in the front, we have some amazing ports that, as gamers, we're going to want to utilize. Up here at the top, we have our headphone jack, so we can plug our headphones directly into that. I like the fact that it's faced forward. So as gamers, we're going to be obviously on that side looking at our Mini PC. So it makes sense to be able to connect over here. There's a lot of Mini PCs out there, and PCs in general, where your headphones connect on the back side. And I always hate that because it's inconvenient to plug that in, unplug it, or just, you know, have a good amount of leeway while gaming on here. If it's in the back, you obviously lose a little bit of leeway. So oftentimes you'll end up kind of pulling this around, whereas if it's in the front, it's a little bit more comfortable. Now below that, we have two USB 3 ports followed by a Type-C port. So we can use these for pretty much anything that we want to connect to our PC, and they're very easy to access. So we can plug in our keyboard, we can plug in our mouse, external controllers if we didn't want to go the Bluetooth route. Tons of options there, and they're very convenient. Up here at the top, we have our power button. So easy to go ahead and hit that when you're ready to power this on. And now if we flip this around to the back side, you're going to see we have a bunch of additional ports back here as well. So we have two additional USB 3 ports. Actually, right above that, we have a reset button. Now below the USB 3 ports, we have two HDMI ports. We have an Ethernet port. And then below our Ethernet, we have our DC connection for our power supply cable. So very easy access to all of these. We also seem to have very good ventilation back here. So can't wait to try this out. We're gonna go ahead and set this up. I'm going to first jump into some retro video game emulation to see how this, you know, pans out over there. And then we'll go into Windows and see what is possible for maybe some more modern day gaming that route.
Fight. KO. Round 2. Fight. KO.
Didn't I?
Not all of them.
These guys really don't like it, do they?
Sometimes business partners fall out. It happens. Quit yapping, Polly. The more he knows, the more chance of him not seeing the sun come up.
I ain't heard a thing, fellas.
See him? I'm on it.
All right, guys, we just jumped out of the AceMagician AD15 Mini PC, and I have to say the performance of this far exceeded my expectations. Really a phenomenal experience. But we're going to dive into that in depth momentarily. Let's first talk about the layout and design of this Mini PC. This is not the smallest scale Mini PC. We're used to seeing these, boxy and square, flat-sitting Mini PCs these days that are super compact, and I love those as well. They oftentimes do have great performance, but they limit connections. So we can't get a lot of controllers connected. We can't get a lot of different devices connected. Oftentimes we have to resort to using hubs or splitters or adapters to give us, more access to different USB connections or Type-C connections. And for somebody like me, I'm gaming on these. I'm also video editing. I need a lot of ports to connect a wide range of things. So this particular option here is a little bit larger. It's a mini tower Mini PC, but it offers tons of additional ports on here. So that's huge. Now, another thing worth mentioning is this is all plastic. So typically I like metallic Mini PCs because they're more durable. But with that extra durability comes extra weight as well. This is super lightweight, but you do have to be careful if you're gonna be traveling with this. Make sure you have it in a well-padded travel case or carrying case. So just something to consider there. Now, in terms of those ports that I was talking about, in the front we have our audio jack, so we can go ahead and connect our headphones very easily. We can also disconnect them very easily. We don't have to fish around the back side of our Mini PC. We don't have to physically pick it up and turn it around. to disconnect or connect headphones. We also have 2 USB 3 ports on the front of this and a Type-C port. So me personally, I always have a mouse, a keyboard connected. I think all of us do. I prefer USB receiver options as opposed to Bluetooth, just because I find that it'd be a little bit more reliable. I don't have to tweak settings or worry about, you know, anything kind of losing signal or anything like that. So I'll usually actually connect those to the backside. I'll leave the front open to a USB flash drive, micro SD card reader. Sometimes I'll use external controllers for gaming. So I leave those options open to stuff that I'm going to probably swap out and adjust more frequently. The backside has 2 additional USB 3 ports, also has 2 HDMI ports, and that's something I think is absolutely amazing. We're starting to see a lot more mini PCs adding an extra HDMI output on here. So we could use multiple displays with this. And for me, I use multiple displays a lot when I'm doing video editing. I just find it to be a great way to dive into video editing. I'm much more efficient that way. So even though I'm not going to be using it all the time, it's still a great option to have for when I do want to, you know, incorporate that into my setup. And I think a lot of people are starting to use multiple displays for work or for various projects out there. We also have our power supply connection in the back, our reset button as well, and our Ethernet port as well. So great layout on the front and back of this, and definitely gives you a lot more connections than we typically get on a more compact mini PC. Now let's talk about the performance here. We jumped into gaming a couple different ways. We went into Windows 11, we jumped into Steam, and we played some AAA titles. The performance was very good. I won't say it was perfect with everything, but it was pretty close. Tekken 7 is a very tough game to actually play, especially on a mini PC, and we definitely see some little hiccups here, but they're few and far between. They're not, you know, super consistent. They don't ruin the entire experience by any means, but it's definitely something that visually you do see here and there. But that is an intense game, so it doesn't, you know, surprise me at all. And again, doesn't ruin the experience. We also jumped into Asphalt 9. Is that what it is? Let me double check that. I have it right here on here still. Asphalt 9 Legends. I always get that one confused because I've played so many of those racing games. Great experience there. No issues whatsoever. And that is a fast-paced racing game with a whole lot going on. Didn't see any lags, delays, screen tearing, audio issues, nothing of the sort. Also jumped into Mafia, the definitive edition, which is the, you know, latest release of that, where they've kind of gone in and overhauled the original version, kicked up the graphics to modern day graphics. Just really a phenomenal experience there. And that's a game that's kind of an all-inclusive experience. You have racing elements there. You have a, you know, shooting sort of game as well. There's just a lot of different, there's fight scenes and stuff too. So just a lot incorporated into that. And the performance was great. Now we also jumped into Batocera via an external SSD, and we tested out a wide range of games and emulators within there. We tested out N64, we tested out Dreamcast, what else? PS2, PS3, original Xbox, Gamecube. We jumped into Wii U, Switch, and the performance was very good in here. The only thing that I saw any setbacks with was PS3. PS3 felt like it was a little bit laggy, a little bit slow in certain spots, and we definitely saw some minor glitches here and there. Still very much playable, but definitely felt like it was just a little bit too slow, which kind of surprised me given the fact that it performed so well on Windows running Steam games. So that could be the emulator and, you know, this mini PC just not being, you know, 100% even in terms of the performance, but it is what it is there. Still playable, but that was the only setback that I saw retro gaming on here. Everything else was great. GameCube was phenomenal. N64, no issues whatsoever. Same with Dreamcast. Switch was very good as well, and Switch can be definitely difficult. Same with original Xbox. Original Xbox, we do see a lot of setbacks with mini PCs. We didn't see any over here. So just lots of great performance here with a wide range of games and game collections. So this definitely packs a punch. At the time of this video, it's priced at, it retails for anyways, $399, which I think is a very fair price for the performance that you get out of this and the reliability that you get out of this. So I'm going to put a link up here at the top of your screen. If you want some additional information, go ahead and click that. I'll also put a link in the description of this video as well. So, you know, if you let this one kind of time out up at the top, you can drop down to the description, get some additional information on what this mini PC offers in depth. But definitely a great option here, definitely reliable. And I'm a big fan of AceMagician. I think that they are one of the best manufacturers and producers of mini PCs on the market today. So definitely consider this if you're looking for a mini PC and you want exceptional performance with a wide range of different port options. You definitely won't be disappointed with this. Now, again, click the link up here in the description, but that is going to do it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up right here on this video. And of course, hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos. That's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate your time and support here on the channel. I'll see you on the next video.